Welcome back to Her Majesty's Government. This is episode 5. So here we are inside of We Play Games playing Victoria 3 with Queen Victoria of Hanover. But we've been busy expanding in the map, in the market mode especially, through the use of bankrolling, because we are not going to be doing like normal conquests. The only thing that we might be doing normal conquests of are unrecognized nations here in Africa, because we have completed the Scramble for Africa. I'm not sure why it doesn't give you any sort of bonus in regards to infamy here. I feel like it probably should, but we'll see where we go. The main thing that we're playing with here is that Her Majesty's government has kind of collapsed in a sense. We no longer have a jingoist in charge of the industrialists, and in fact now we have a Republican here, a 36-year-old Republican at that. So Her Majesty is going to have to go out on her own and see what other sort of strange bedfellows she can work with. We are ginning up support with the industrialists right now by moving into elected bureaucrats because of the Republican leanings of the current leader. And we're putting down some rebellions here. These are decentralized nations that are resisting us, but we are growing and probably looking for a fight, because we right now our government really is relying primarily on the advice of this armed forces abolitionist character here, because it's dangerous to associate too closely with Republicans. But we'll see where we go. But we are going to need to move into a more liberal law here in regards to women's rights, because this is just not enough. Plus 5% workforce ratio is nothing compared to plus 15% workforce ratio here. So we really need to find women's suffrage, get it going. The biggest problem for us is just lack of pops. There we go. We got an Egyptian protectorate. Specifically, we have the Veiled Protectorate event here. We have a decentralized nation pushing back against the United States. Radical Belgium, of course, radical Belgium. We want to make sure that we bring Belgium in closer. This is the second revolt that they've had, so I don't feel at all bad reducing their independence. All right, well, it looks like we are going to get our fight with the bloody Colonials after all. I'm happy to be helping the Iron Confederacy here, but we do need to do more damage to the US. I think it would be appropriate to release New Africa and New England, start breaking away Mexico. We'll come back for a second fight with them once we're there. After all, this is all going to better the world, right? Oh boy. All right, well, we've managed to push through, and now we're just gonna march straight through the East Coast, I guess, because it looks like the entire army of the US is over here fighting the Iron Confederacy. All we need to win this war is occupation of Washington, and we've accomplished that. Ooh, and the Ottomans have started embargoing us. While we're waiting for our truce from this most recent scuffle with the US, we might do a war against the Ottoman Empire. Just because, if they're gonna embargo us, they're getting in the way of trade, which is, after all, what we're doing here. Ooh, and the EIC has had a revolt. All right, well, we will absolutely use that the next time we have opportunities to attack someone. Rather than dealing with external foes, we need to deal with some internal problems, because evidently our subjects cannot maintain peace. And if our subjects can't maintain peace, then that means that the Empire cannot maintain peace. You hear that, Belgium? These problems of yours, they're embarrassing. So we're going to need to damage relations, but as soon as they get low enough, we will annex them, and that'll give us an enormous amount of stuff to actually spend our construction points on. Because right now we're having a little bit of difficulty on that, but we will win this war with the Yanks pretty easily, I think. Whoa, we spent 2 million, they spent 24 million. What are they spending everything on? Well, the Iron Confederacy is really gonna show the US what's up. Canada, are you gonna colonize here, friend? It seems like it might be necessary. Well, the US has capitulated, and that means that now all our troops are gonna march down to India. All right, we got Haiti as a protectorate. This is good. Just the more people that we can absorb into our market, the better. Of course, we can always go back to Qing. Poor Qing and their entire western section just sitting there with nobody. No market access. With a finite number of people that we can actually work with, we're going to be supplementing our market via trading with people. That is, of course, still going to require pops to be working in these sort of import-export routes, but it's going to be adding a lot of extra productivity to our total market, because it's going to let us export all these unnecessary luxury goods. All right, well, we put down the EIC revolts, so now all we're waiting on to incorporate this into the actual royal lands, of course, is getting their opinion low enough. But in the meantime, as soon as this one's done, we will go ahead and turn Belgium into a puppet. They have had way too many stability problems for us to just leave them out here like this. With political agitation, now we should expect probably to get feminism? Prohibition. I don't know about prohibition, but feminism, absolutely. We need to get into women's suffrage. Women's suffrage is going to be huge for us. And if we can successfully get everybody here to be feminist, or any number of them to be feminist at least, then we will have a lot more legitimacy, which will be really helpful because, oh my god, there we go. Belgium, it's time to become a puppet. And now we see if anybody decides to protect Belgian neutrality here. But did you notice that we only got like 3.6 infamy for this? That's pretty standard. If you have a protectorate, turning it into a puppet is almost infamy free. And so if you want to do a campaign like this where you try to expand with as little infamy as possible, then you don't need to follow the same sort of rules that we've been following where we haven't been puppeting people. You can puppet people pretty much straight away. It's very powerful. And Prussia sided with Belgium, and then Belgium backed down. Well, nice try, Prussia. You almost got yourself into a lot of trouble. Well, Orange, we can turn into a puppet, and Orange backed down, so now we have a puppet there. And Sierra Leone had a rebellion, and they are already a puppet, so we're just going to go ahead and straight annex them. Austria sided with Sierra Leone. Austria, why? Why would you do this? All right, well, if Austria is going to do that, we will take war reparations, and we'll take them the easy way. So Austria took a treaty port in Albania a little while back, and unfortunately for Austria, they have not managed to come up with a good way to defend it. And so every time they get involved in these little wars, I'm happy to grab war reparations off of them for almost a song. Austria has managed to steal Italy away from our customs union. Those jerks. We helped the Italians unify, sort of, and now they're being jerks. All right, well, Sierra Leone backs down. That means that we can continue our campaigns here. I think we need to get telephones online because we have the ability to use them in our government, but we're not using them yet. So that's a fixable problem. But we found ourselves at peace, and we don't have any puppets that we need to protect more closely at the moment. So let's go ahead and deal with one of these guys who's embargoing us. Let's go ahead and start an open market against the Ottoman Empire, and we will force them to liberate Bulgaria and force them to liberate Syria as well. But how dare the Ottoman Empire embargo us? That's just like completely unreasonable. All we're trying to do is help everybody trade. Austria has sided with the Ottoman Empire, have they? Well. All right, if the Austrians and the Ottomans don't back down here, then we are definitely gonna use this as an opportunity to do some damage to Austria. I'm tired of them mobilizing troops in our face. Dixie people have been moving to Lancashire. Good. France has sided with the Ottoman Empire, have they? Well. All right, and let's liberate another country. Yeah, you know what? Let's add a humiliate France war goal, and let's go ahead and add liberate Iraq as well. Of course, if we were to be taking stuff from France, we'd be getting like an insane amount of infamy, and that is definitely counter to what we're doing here. They want to enact census suffrage. You may just have to give this revolutionary movement here what they're looking for, which is census suffrage. The industrialists won't like it, and it'll radicalize the landowners, but I think that's a small price to pay to avert a revolution. And it's not like we're going to be moving all the way down to something crazy like universal suffrage. It's just now, it's 1880, and I think it's probably appropriate to go ahead and let folks vote. Orange, another rebellion. All right, well, that'll be the end of them as an independent country once we're ready. And it's a communist revolution? My goodness. There's 755 troops down here. And we passed census suffrage, which is going to give us an enormous number of loyalists because we were resolving a gigantic movement there. North Italian people have begun migrating to Munster. Good. Yeah, our population is just really zooming up as we draw more and more migrants in, which, thank goodness, because we are still operating with basically zero peasants everywhere, and basically zero unemployed either. But thanks to our superior navy, we have been able to take control of the Ottoman capital. Although it's not as superior as I would like it to be. I think we'll add some more. If nobody else is becoming feminist, then we will have to push for women's suffrage on our own. But that's going to be tough because the The trade unionists are going to oppose it, and they're really big. But we need it. We need it for our economic growth. And we got telephones. Excellent. Let's find some more automation. Assembly lines would be huge. Yeah, if we can get assembly lines online, that would be fantastic. And we have lots of unexplored oil at this point. Revolutionary Orange has collapsed. Man, and we're getting pretty close to capitulating the Ottomans, too. The Ottomans, it didn't have to be like this. You chose to fight this war. It could have just been open market. Well, we have certainly cost ourselves here in this war, but I think we're going to end up ahead, even though we're fighting France, Austria, and the Ottoman Empire all at once. Austria has capitulated. Excellent. I'm sure that France is not too far behind. Things are just not going well for the French. But we're running on completely empty in regards to our peasants here, so we are going to need to annex the British Raj when we can. We're trying to damage their relations, but there's quite some distance yet, and being able to annex Orange is not gonna put us over the top. Oh no, one of our top generals died. If only there was a pop-up that reminded me of that. All right, we defeated the Ottomans. Good. Oh boy, did we defeat the Ottomans. Look at that. The Bulgarians, in fact, are willing to join our customs union literally right away. All we have to do is offer them an obligation, and we'll probably be in the same boat in regards to Iraq. But wow, the Ottoman Empire, I don't know what they were thinking, but this is going to cost them. Queen Victoria is now 61. It's 1881. We have kidney stones, but hopefully we will make another couple of decades, because I'd like it for her. Ideally, if Queen Victoria could make it to the 20th century, that'd be awesome. But with kidney stones, we'll see. But we are going to be able to pick up a lot of extra oil here, I hope, by expanding the way we have, and we'll also have conveyors online pretty soon, which will be really helpful. We got Joseon as a protectorate. Awesome. Yes, we got Oman, we got Khiva, we have Bukhara, we have Afghanistan. Almost the entire world is going to be sucked slowly but surely into the British market, and it sure looks like this puppet here in Belgium is going to be really useful for fighting the French, actually. Are we about to capitulate France? It sure looks like it. Getting it French war reparations and a humiliation is pretty fun. Yunnan wishes to become a protectorate, do they? That's what it looked like they were offering, is we will become your protectorate. Yeah, awesome. So now we have all of this part of China as protectorates. And there is a rebellion here in revolutionary Bulgaria. But Bulgaria is not yet a protectorate of ours. They're just a member of our customs union, so we don't actually have to back them. Oh. Nope, we do. They called us in using their obligation. Revolutionary Belgium, yet again. All right, well, that does it. We are going to be taking Belgium under direct control very soon. In fact, as soon as as soon as our truce is up with Belgium, we're going to be taking direct control. 1883. Interesting that the Belgians have elected to throw away their independence like this, but that is the choice that they've made. Oh my God, we can do it. We can do an annex diplo play against British Raj as soon as this round of wars is up. That's going to dramatically increase our economy. Even if we don't core any of this, it doesn't matter, because these are going to have tons of pops that we can put to work using construction. And it's even better if this area isn't cored, because then we can do tons of colonial exploitation. Plus this ends slavery here. I can't wait. I really can't wait. Unfortunate that the British Raj wasn't able to maintain its independence, but it's understandable. And the revolution is going to be crushed. This is a presidential dictatorship. Oh, this was a communist revolution, really. Revolutionary Belgium, you're not going to back down, are you? No, they're not. Well, we will be forced to delay our annexation of the EIC, but our troops should be strong enough to make fast work of these rebels. You know, all right, let's go ahead and see what happens if we do this. This will radicalize the Anglican Church and the landed gentry. That's not enough. Women's suffrage needs to be passed. We desperately need pops. Oh my God, do we desperately need pops? This is going to be a pretty quick enact women's suffrage, hopefully. Japan is offering us an obligation in exchange for a diplo pact, but unfortunately they are still on defend the borders, so there's not a lot we can do there. Oh my God, there's a surplus of people in home counties, and we haven't even, oh my goodness, we haven't even switched over to our assembly lines yet. Oh, thank God we have women's suffrage. Oh my God, that is going to dramatically change the landscape here in regards to the number of pops we have working. It's going to be really helpful, because our construction largely has laid fallow for these past couple of years, because there really just hasn't been a lot that we've been able to build, unfortunately. All right, well, let's start up an electrics industry, and then I guess we'll switch back to a more acceptable government now that we've worked with the Chartist Party to get women's suffrage passed. Yes, I imagine there will be a restored property women movement, but there's just not a lot of political power there. And we can annex the British Raj. It's only 32.5 infamy to annex here. So yeah, let's go ahead and do it. They have had their rebellions, and it has cost us time, it has cost us money, and we will stop at nothing to prevent anarchy from taking control of the world. So we're going to have to annex the British Raj and control it ourselves. And meanwhile, of course, we are getting just enormous waves of migration still. Yeah, I imagine Communist Belgium is starting something yet again. Seems like there probably should also be a cooldown on them. On these little rebellions here. Sikh Empire sided with the British Raj. Why? You're part of our customs union. Why would you do this? American Alberta. Well, Iron Confederacy, you did this to yourself. The United States of America has sided with the British Raj. Well, and the Sikh Empire has broken their customs union with us? Unbelievable. All to support the independence of a nation that has attacked you before. Because let's not forget that did occur. I don't know if we want to start an actual fight with the US here or not. Because we could use this as an opportunity to demand a lot of liberate countries out of the US. Given that Her Majesty is starting to get older and starting to have health problems, I think we'll probably have shorter episodes until the end of her reign. So I think we're going to pause this one here, in fact, and then we'll figure out what we're doing in regards to the United States of America. Because the number one priority here for Her Majesty's government is to take direct control of the British Raj. There's way too many resources here and way too many people here that are not receiving the sort of government that they should as British citizens. But we are in a position where we might be able to take the US and make the Colonials really regret it. For that matter, Prussia has intervened here. Wow. Yeah, this is looking like another potential war for a great deal of independence, but we'll see. We'll save that for the next episode. That's Walker. Take care.